jak ma to zatačet od teda. Ježišmarja, mě to zhodí. Ne! Ne! Kurva, zasraný žralok do píči! Kurva!
Folks, what you've just witnessed there is a player in World of Warcraft dying in the hardcore mode of the server in the most random and hilarious way. But also, because of this Final Destination style death, this player now has to delete their character and the whole server playing the hardcore mode can see that they have died and at what level. Hours and hours of quests, leveling and items gone in an instant, only to be welcomed back by the dread that is the character creation screen. Insert coin to start again. Over the last few months, World of Warcraft Classic has been reinvigorated with the hardcore mode, primarily driven by an add-on and the community. You can find this in almost every Twitch stream on the games category that are attempting this mode, documenting their close calls and deaths. The entertainment value is at all-time high, and you're a few seconds away from getting that gut punch of losing all of your progress due to a misstep, greedy play, or falling off a ship into a high-level shot. So, what is hardcore? Simply put, it is a mode where if you die, your character gets deleted. There are often unique achievements, ranking ladders, and rewards for participating and surviving in the hardcore mode long enough, which adds a competitive element to the leveling process of a game. Hardcore brings with it a lot of additional gameplay features that differentiate it from the base game, but one of the main elements that hardcore is known for is the one death equals delete character. This is where, as the name says, if you die, you start a new character. The mode has been around for a while on games such as Path of Exile and Diablo, but in recent months we've seen a surge of popularity in the hardcore genre, but on an MMORPG scale, this being the hardcore add-on of World of Warcraft Classic that made its way into the spotlight in early 2023. To explain the context a little more, there's an add-on that helps verify your character for WoW Classic, and for those wanting to play the hardcore mode they need to install this. It tracks if you die and announces it to every other player on the server that is using this add-on. There are also special achievements and challenges for leveling up in the game, which increases the replayability and shifts the endgame focus from max level to the actual leveling process. In 2023, a lot of folks are playing this mode, and the popularity of it on Twitch is helping spread the word. One common issue in MMORPGs that have existed for a few years is that the fresh leveling process is a chore and filler that leads into the juicy endgame content, where shiny gear, raid bosses and dungeons exist to be farmed. As a long-time Final Fantasy XIV player, I can tell you that the leveling process in the game early on is borderline misery, a slow burner to the more entertaining content at endgame and later leveling zone. With hardcore, the gameplay loop changes. Leveling becomes a form of quote-unquote endgame content, every zone becomes a challenge, freak accidents can take you off guard, and you can feel a great sense of progression and accomplishment when reaching a new zone. Hardcore puts the player through peaks and troughs of emotion throughout multiple points in the leveling process. Achievements and deaths create replayability value, populating zones throughout the early and mid-game. Reaching max level is an achievement, and games that feature hardcore modes design achievements and ranking ladders behind it, meaning you can unlock unique titles and items for surviving the gauntlet of hardcore.
Jeg døde nu. Jeg dør seriøst nu. Nej! Nej! No!
What are you doing? Whoa!
Hardcore is not without its problems though. The concept of permadeath will turn off a lot of players, and random bugs, disconnects or griefing from other players, in the case of PvP, can quickly break the gameplay loop and leave a negative impression behind. Hardcore also promotes more of a solo playstyle, as you or your friend dying after 50 hours into the leveling process can most likely detract the other player from continuing. A lot of hardcore modes also can prevent trading or doing group-based content, but this depends on the game. All in all, I would say hardcore is for more of a subset community of an MMORPG, a group of passionate players who want to go all in on the challenge, not too dissimilar from those who play competitive PvP to aim to get those juicy items and achievements. Action role-playing games such as Diablo and Path of Exile series have healthy scenes within the hardcore game mode. For these games, death usually kicks you out of the hardcore server and onto a normal server, allowing you to keep your character and loot on another realm. RuneScape has a mode called Hardcore Iron Man. This limits you from trading and other group activities in the game. If you die in this mode, much akin to the ARPGs previously mentioned, you get kicked into a non-hardcore mode of the game. Some MMORPGs are naturally more built to feature a hardcore mode without too much hassle. In the case of WoW Classic, the game by nature is chaotic due to its old school charm. Mobs can easily kill you if you pull too many, and they can respawn on you at bad times if you overpull them in a dungeon with no escape. Or you can die to fall damage.
Works pretty good. Oh, I just killed myself in the fucking lava. Bro.
These elements make hardcore an easy addition to the gameplay loop, as they serve as natural points of challenge and entertainment for a player, streamer, and the audience. But in Final Fantasy XIV's case, the game focuses more on story and casual playstyles. It's difficult to pull too many monsters in the world, and you'd be hard pressed to die in Eorzea, as fall damage does not kill you, and mobs will stop chasing you after a short distance. There's also no escape in boss fights, so if you do not know the mechanics or your party members die, you're also going to die without no chance of escaping. This is due to Final Fantasy XIV's boss and dungeon system, in which these locations are inside instances with no modes of escape whilst in combat. Hardcore Final Fantasy XIV would need a lot of tuning to differ it from the base game, and with modes such as Deep Dungeon, which are one death modes, and the game being more casual focused, there isn't really a need to add this in at the current time from a developer standpoint. Leagues and hardcore are a hit and miss feature for MMORPGs. They retain a lot of popularity in the ARPG category, but I personally don't see the game mode being a regular occurrence in MMO development. And the reason that WoW Classic is hitting a boom with this is most likely due to the nostalgic and old school feel of the game, a difficult spark of fire to recreate in other games. Let's be honest, who would really want a Final Fantasy XIV Classic server? Not me, that's for sure. For now, I am out.